country at its best, country going back to original roots of country, and that's the good thing about having Roger on the show, is because I wouldn't, I mean, a lot of people are taking country to another dimension with electric guitars and big hunky bass lines and all that. But I think that the essence of the country, the cowboy kind of feel of song, going back to the 50s even and the early 60s, are kind of gone. And Roger has got the guts, I won't use another word, but has got the guts to try and bring it back. And he has my respect for that. And there are a lot of people that like the kind of country music that Roger does. And most probably, a lot of them don't hear about it because Prime Radio doesn't play it, because maybe Prime Radio thinks, well, it's not a saleable commodity anymore. But I think that it is, and I think people should hear about it. So here we have Roger. We've heard the second track, and I said when we kind of come back, we'll see about any musicians that have been on your journey with you. Well, anything going there?
Well, what I done is, Kim, I took and made a rhythm soundtrack of my stuff. I take and lay it down here at the house, and then I take and go down to Nashville with it to some outstanding musicians. They're all session players. I can't say enough about them. Their expertise and quality. And I recorded right down there at Music Row, Nashville, Tennessee, at CTM Studio with Eddie Roby. And these guys that come in to do the session work, I use all of the same guys, all of the same times.
Wow.
I will not switch musicians.
Well, that's
cool. If these guys can't make it to the session, I don't want to record, because I believe you change any musician, any band, anytime, it changes the sound. And I would like to try and honestly bring back country music in the fashion and the style that it was. This is new country, old school twist, play it like they used to.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I want to hope to do. So many times I hear the guy say, I won't listen to the radio. I don't like today's music. Well, then I started playing my music again and going out and different things. And then I get quite a bit of enjoyment out of it now that I'm retired. I love it. And back to the musicians, they are the finest that I've played with. We go in there to the studio and we can set, I can take it in there. One of the guys will chart it. He will say, let's go do it. The guys will hear just 3 seconds of it. Everybody goes in there. We go in there and knock out 3 songs in an hour, a 1-track tape with a little bit of overdubbing. And that is totally awesome for me.
It's awesome for me to hear it, because the more you do, the overdubs, or the more you do takes, take 1, take 2, take 3, and so on and so forth, you kind of lose the feel. And you seem to be quite at ease with the whole thing. It just seems to just flow out of you. I can't hear there that you've done a lot of takes. You seem to take it in your stride, and you're not actually pumping out a vocal. It's a nice laid back, good old fashioned country style of music. Okay, that's pretty good. I'd like to know, after all these years of doing this, that, and a bit of the other, coming up to the album, the Country Showcase that we're talking about, what made you decide to do this big leap? In from your past ventures, you finally come out now. It's like, wow, here I am. So, what made you make this big step forward?
Well, I understand what you're saying there, and it was a humongous leap for us, being at the nice young age that you and I are. It was.
Don't go there.
It was nice. It was nice. I'm retired now. Unfortunately, I was forced into retirement, about 4 years ago. My wife and I used to, we raised show goats. She had show goats. And so we sold all the show goats, and she said, "You're better now. Time for you to start playing music. Get in there and play with your pencils." And so that's what happened. Wow. She got me back into it, and I commend her for it, because we took and invested money out of the livestock, put it into the music, and we're going to find out what happened. Maybe it's going to be a good repairment, but it's going to be a legacy. It's written in stone. It's
lovely. Can you remember the first thing you penned down? You actually thought, okay, I'm doing this, and you started. You must have had some songs, knocking around the house here and there, what have you. We all have that. I have here and there some songs unfinished. I've got a song from the 60s unfinished, and it's still there. I'll never forget it, and maybe one day I will finish it when the time comes, or if the inspiration comes. But from your point of view, you must have had a lot of tunes in your mind and a lot of songs. Do you remember the first one? The first one that comes into your mind right now, and think to yourself, hey, I picked up the guitar and this little tune flowed out and I got it on the album and it sounds like this. Which one is it? Do I have it?
No, you don't have it. I've got about 50 or 60 songs that I've been sorting through and picking through and trying to decide which one to actually come out with. One of the first ones that I actually wrote was intended for Willie Nelson for the Farm Aid program in the late 80s in Indianapolis. It was called "The Bank Took My Tractor."
And I think they did that to Willie Nelson at one time, because he didn't pay certain things that he should have paid. And I think that he had a lot of friends. Anyway,
That's a very cool song, though. And it was called "The Bank Took My Tractor," and that's going to be one of the ones that's going to be coming up to go on one of my next CDs after the first of the year.
Okay.
That one's going to be coming up, and then I did one for, and I never got a chance to get to the lady, Miss Tammy Wynette. Wow. She done the song "Divorce."
Oh, Divorce.
She done the song "Divorce."
Yeah.
Okay. No. And so I wrote a song, "Holding On to Memories," back in the 70s.
Wow.
And I never did get that to her, but I have got quite a few songs that, female songs that can be done yet today, and I've got some new ones that are going to be coming out on this next CD. We got about, the wife and I are sorting through about 20 of them right now, and so it's a little bit difficult to get them all nailed down.
Can I be bold enough to say, can you grab the guitar and strum a few chords or something of a particular song that you can actually? You must remember. I can't say you must, because I don't remember some of my songs either. That is a fact. I can't remember everything that I've written, but can you, for instance, the tractor song? Interesting. Would you remember that? Could you pick up and give us a strum on it, or is that?
I can pick it up and give a very raw cut of the hillbilly here doing it today. I can do a little bit of that, and I would also like to do a little bit of one. Would you set your whiskey down?
Well, yeah. Would you pick it up?
Let me grab his guitar here and
okay. I'm gonna spin another one of your tracks. Okay, and when we come back, we'll join you with the guitar. How's that?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Rock on. Don't disappear. Hang on a minute. So there we go. Roger's going to pick up a guitar. I don't know. Maybe it's my. I don't know how, but maybe I'm a nice, cool guy, and the guy is going to give it. It's not easy to actually get somebody to play you something live. Even the most of pro people will sort of find an excuse not to give you something live. So it only goes to show that Roger loves what he's doing. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go into the next track of Roger, which is Fireflies in the Dark, and then we'll come back and have a little spin on an unplugged version of something that hasn't been released, and that is an honor. So here we go.
No, we're not number one. We're the only one. We're the only one.
And that we are, I suppose, the only ones to a certain extent. So, without further ado, let's get that again. And this is Roger with Fireflies in the Dark. Nice good old country sound. Enjoy.
When we were young, my dear, we walked together in the park. Built sandcastles with our hands and our hearts. We'd sit and play till evening shadows came. Then hold hands and walk together in the dark. Fireflies in the dark, they danced along the way. Build bridges to our hearts every day. Fireflies in the dark, they danced along the way. Build bridges to our love along the way. Ain't it funny, dear, how time just slips away? 40 years ago just seems like yesterday. Your heart's still there, my hand's still there. Let's walk down to the park, sit together on our blanket, hold hands in the dark. Fireflies in the dark, they danced along the way. Build bridges to our hearts every day. Fireflies in the dark, they danced along the way. Build bridges to our love along the way. Build bridges to our love along the way.
Roger Losh, live here on the Fatsa Fatsa show. Fireflies in the Dark will go over in a moment. In the meantime,
listen.
We are listening, my man.
What's wrong with the world today?
A lot, really.
It's just not right. It's not proper.
No,
It's not your grandma's radio show.
Where's it going to stop?
It ain't. It ain't gonna stop because we're gonna carry on with Roger live